different things that y'all can do in the app. Y'all can actually do it while she's talking. And then additionally, I'll be sending out, we're going to quickly review a best practices sheet, but I'll be sending that out to everybody. I'll send out a newsletter again with a link to the best practices, as well as the video that Rose is going to show us. And so we'll have all of that to you guys before the end of today. So if you could, everybody start putting your business names and email in the chat. If you already received an email, you still need to do it again. We have to redo the link. So even if you already have it, if the link you have is working, then I guess it works. But I'm pretty sure that we have to resend you a link. So if you've already received one, just send it back, and we'll get you another one. Sorry, my headphones are not working, and so I can't hear anything. Okay, so Ken is going to be sending out y'all's access links as we get started. I think the first thing I'm going to do is unveil the logo. So ladies and gentlemen, the new logo, the new name is no longer going to be Visit Midlothian. That was fun. Thank you for your service. But we are going to be Discover Midlothian. This is the logo app, as well as, the app logo, as well as some other elements that we're going to use across the app. We'll use on social media. We'll be happy to let you guys use. This one right here, can you guys see my mouse? Okay, so this one right here is going to be that's going to be the widget on your phone. It'll be the Discover Midlothian with the block M. The cool thing about that block M is that we'll be able to change it and use it in a multitude of different ways. We can make it a Christmas tree. We can, Christmas decorated. We can do different colors for different committees whenever you see the committees in there. So there's going to be a lot that we can do with this, but we just wanted to unveil this and let y'all see it first. This one, the only difference with this and the way the star is actually going to be this star. So this is our traditional chamber star. We modified it to have rounded edges to differ slightly from the logo, the chamber logo. So we are still branded similarly, so that we are still, obviously it's associated. It looks like our brand, but this is an extension of our brand. So we changed the colors a little bit, and we changed the corners and everything to be a bit more rounded. Everything previously that we have is more sharp, and so the roundness is more inviting, and for the user, it's just more friendly, more community driven. It's kind of the vibes that the rounded corners give than the straight laced sharp edges. So yeah, that's going to be our color palette. That's the new logo for the app. You'll see this in app stores in a couple of days. You'll see this. It'll change from the Midlo Fest widget to this little widget on your home screen. So does anybody have any questions about, I don't know if anybody has any questions about the logo or has anything they would like to say. And then before I turn it over to Rose, Judy, I saw you join. Stacey, I think you joined before I started, but if you could, Judy, just put your business name and email in there, and Kenna will send you the remote access link, so that when Rose starts walking through the app, the back end, like y'all's profile page, you'll be able to walk and do it alongside her as well. So I think we have, we have Michael, Jenny, Jordan. I think we have everybody's except Judy's. Okay. All right. Let's see. So I'm going to stop presenting this, and then I would like to introduce everybody to Rose Dumig. Rose is the owner and CEO, correct, of At My Community. She's taking the time today to kind of sit through, and I wanted an expert to walk us through it, not me. So just wanted to introduce Rose. Rose has been a huge help. Her and her team have been incredible. We're super excited to work with them. They've been, I've called them at I know the latest I talked to one time was about 10 p.m. So they are always available. They're an awesome team, and we're excited. So Rose, thank you for being here.
Awesome. Well, thank you. This is exciting. I always get excited when there's the new launch because it can do a lot of great things. So thank you all for allowing me to be here today. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to be walking you through. It's pretty straightforward on how you can manage your own business, and there's a lot of possibilities. So I'm going to go ahead and share. And by all means, any questions that you may have, Alec has my information, and so I'm available as well. So this is an example of an individual business page, which all of your businesses will look like. This, if you have already clicked on your link, this is what we call the admin console. And so this is the back end of it. And so it's pretty straightforward as far as the buttons available to you. So if I'm coming in here and if you needed to update, so this particular business is called 360 Rooftop Bar. But if I needed to make any updates to my own title of my business, etc., you can always do that right here in the title field. It's very rare you're going to need to modify your latitude and longitude. When a user clicks into your listing, if you have your phone number here, it's going to open their dialer right to your phone number. The map button, if they click on it, it's going to open Apple Maps or Google Maps, depending on their phone. And this is, website, but you can have any number of buttons. And so, of course, website will go right to your website. So the first thing is you can certainly modify the title here if you would like to. And you'll see that the address automatically populates here below. And so it would be here. If you're a business where you don't have a physical address, then your listing would look like this, and there would be no map or address listed. Okay, that's few and far between, but there are instances of that. So you're not forced to have a physical address. Within, you have full control over the description that you put in about your business. And so you can format it, you can there's no limit to the number of characters. And so this is a great chance for you to showcase yourself. If you are running specials, or every Monday night you have trivia, or the month of June you do free estimates, this is a great place for you to put that information in there. And so I can just go in, make the description updates. And like I said, you could format, you can add bullets. You can, if you copy and paste and it has a background behind it, just click the text clearing, and then that text background would go away. You can certainly copy and paste information you already have. You also have full control over the images that are here. And so again, giving it a visual appeal. If I were to click on this circle here, I'm just pulling something off of my computer. But you also have access to stock images. And so if I wanted a summer picture, I can certainly, I have all of these at my disposal, and I can grab one and just click OK, and it will load below the original picture. The other option you have here is generate image. And so this is using ChatGPT. And so you could go in and put in a prompt and have some fun with some AI images. Right? The other option that you have is these are your pictures that are on Google Places. And so you can certainly choose one of those. Some people, if you need to update your pictures, you might see yours and say, oh, I didn't even realize that was on there. There are instructions on how you can update those. So that's kind of a side note for you. But you can certainly choose any of these as well. And you'll see that I'm creating just a stack of images there, one after the next. Okay. With each of these pictures, I also have the ability to add captions to each of them. And so if you have margaritas on Tuesdays and you have a picture of a margarita, you can say, join us on Tuesdays. or trivia or whatever. You know, again, there's multiple ways that you can advertise the amenities that you offer. Okay. And then within these, you can use the website feature, a phone number, and an email feature. Okay. So if I say click here, and it'll lead the user out to whatever website I'm adding, or call for an estimate, I can certainly put in a phone number and the appropriate next step. All right. And so if I add an action to my image, I just want to make sure that I put a caption that is a call to action so that the user knows it's clickable. So click for estimate. And all of these, the caption and the actions are totally optional, but it is, and you'll see how it appears across the bottom there. So, and if you ever decide you want to rearrange the pictures, you can just click and drag to put them in a different order. Or if you decide that you no longer want a specific picture, you can click the trash can and it will go away. Okay. So you have lots of flexibility on the images themselves. Again, if I had multiple pictures, underneath here, there's a listing called slideshow delay. That means how long before those pictures automatically rotate through. So typically 4 seconds is a good amount of time. And so I can just go in and put 4 there. And then on the phone, every 4 seconds, those images will rotate, or the user can just swipe through them. Okay, so it's a great place if you have different specials, things like that. The other alternative to images is a video. And so if I click this video icon, then that means the image does have to be housed on YouTube. Okay, where images are compressed, they're not going to slow down the app. Your video should be on YouTube. It doesn't have to be published though, but it is living video, and so it really brings dimension to your page. And so here are the instructions. After you load it to YouTube, there are instructions of what to put right here. And every time I click into 360 Rooftop on the app, that video will start to play. All right, so between the images or the video, you have good options of visibility. Right? Now, depending on your business, you may also want to include hours. And so if I go in and if I'm a business that's open 24/7, I can certainly say that. If my hours are the same every day, it's just as quick to say open daily, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Or I could come in and actually click in and say, well, I'm open from 3 to 5 today. I'm closed tomorrow. And you can go in and manage them individually as well. Okay, so whichever your preference is, depending on the layout that you prefer. Okay, and so that's how your hours can be displayed. All right. Finally, we have buttons. So this is where you can have some fun with your customization. So if your phone number needs updating, you can certainly update that here. If there was a different website that you wanted people to be directed to, you can update that in this space. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a picture back, because sometimes if you start adding a lot of buttons, they can get very narrow. They're not going to stack, because I already am going to have a button above my call that's going to be add favorite, so people can favorite you. I'm also going to have a button above here called messages. So when you send push notifications, it's kind of their inbox. But when I start adding my own buttons, one of those I can add is my social media. And so I can go in, put in the appropriate social media link, make sure to have HTTPS, and I can choose that, and I click add item. What happens is on the phone, what you will see in a few days is a Facebook icon right here. And then underneath, if I were to add Instagram, an Instagram icon would be right underneath it. So vertically, the icons for my social media sites. Okay, so that's one option for you. The other option is just to create a button for it. So here under additional custom buttons, I can create buttons and call them whatever I would like. So here, let's say it's this restaurant and I want to put a link to my menu. And so I'm going to call my button menu, and my action is going to be to go out to that respective website. And we'll pretend this is it. All right. If I have, now the tool is doing a search for a icon that goes with my title. But I also, if I have a logo or something that I would prefer to be my button here, that's what custom icon refers to. And you can actually upload your own icon of whatever it may be to be above the title of a particular button. The only thing to keep in mind is it has to be in an SVG format, which says right here, okay? And so there are instructions, but there's a few thousand icons in here. And so odds are good you're going to find something that fits what you're looking for. But I have my title, I have my action, and I have my icon. And so I can click add button. And so now my users can click and go right to my menu. Or if I'm a salon and I have online bookings, or a golf course and I have tee times that people can book online, I can create an appropriate button for that. If I want people to give me a call or send me an email, they want an estimate on a roof, for example, I could send them to that place on my website, or I could give them a specific number versus just a call as the title. Okay, so you have three options here as well for your buttons. All right. The last thing, and again, I can have 2 or 3 more buttons. Just keep in mind, the more you have, the more narrow they're going to get across the horizontal plane there. The last thing is each of you have a unique QR.
Rose, sorry, Rose, real quick on the buttons. Don't they at some point, don't they make a second row? I've seen on a couple of, like Fountain Hills, there was a few that had like a second row.
It will be the messages and the add favorite as the first row, and then the custom buttons will all be in the second row. All right. And then the last thing is you'll each have your own QR code. So when you come into your link, you will see this here, and you can click to download, or there is a URL if you want people to make this, click here. The way this works is when the app is updated in the app stores to this new model, and I scan this QR code with my camera, if I already have the app, then it's going to open up right to this page, the 360 Rooftop Bar and Grill. If I don't have the app, then it's going to take me out to Discover Midlothian app in the App Store, whether it's Apple or Android. And then I click install or download. And then when I click open, it will open up directly to this page. And so you're able to drive your users, your customers, etc., right to your particular listing in the app. Okay, and so that's a great way to promote usage as well. And so anything I've done has now saved. And the other thing I'm going to show you is when you are sending push notifications. So I'm going to refresh this real quick, just so you can see those other buttons, what they're going to look like. So you'll see I have a messages and an add favorite. Okay. So how this works is, again, you're going to direct people to click add favorite, and now they're subscribed to any push notifications that you send. If you want to send push notification, you're just going to click this messaging button here on the left, and you're going to click add item. And you won't see this here. I just have different privileges. So my title might be weekly specials. And in my description, I can say, or spring specials, anytime I want to engage with my followers. And so you would put in the description. Again, there's no limit to the number of characters. So whatever your message is. And then when I go to send it, I actually have 3 options on sending. I could send it right now. And if I were to click submit, then everyone who has clicked add favorite, they would get an alert, just like you get push notifications on your phone, they would get one from you. My second option is to schedule it. So I know on Monday, my new schedule is coming out, or Sunday being the first of the month. So I'm going to choose that day. I could say I'd like it to go out at 9 a.m., but I can go in and click for my time. And so as of 9 a.m. on the 1st, that push notification will go out. Or I could have reoccurring. So every Monday, maybe I want to have a message that goes out saying, hey, don't forget to check for this week's specials. Or, hey, don't forget Tuesday nights we have trivia, or things like that. So you can just go ahead and set one up automatically to go out weekly. And the biggest thing for users is push notifications are great because they remind themselves that they have the app and it's a resource to them. Everybody has a lot coming at them, so these types of reminders really does have value. Okay, and so I could say, well, I'd like this to go out every Monday at 9 a.m. until when? And so I could say I'd like it to go out all summer, and it can stop on June 1st, or whatever the case may be. Okay. And so you have those 2 options as well. For send now or single scheduled, it does ask you what is the end time. And so I recommend putting an end time so you don't have to go back and delete old push notifications. It will automatically roll off when the end time comes. And that is a very easy way for you to keep your app looking up to date. So, 24 hours later or however much longer, and it'll just automatically roll off. With any push notification that you send, this is automatically checked. I want their phone to ding. I want them to get that alert. And so that's why it is set by default. If I have a nice image or a flyer that I want to include, you can just upload it from your computer by clicking here, right? Or just like we did with our custom buttons, I can include a custom button on the push notification. So book tea times now, and my action would be to go out to that respective website. And just like earlier, the tool is looking for an icon that matches what my title is, but I could always do a search and I can add a button. And if I want to add 2 buttons, I certainly can. I'm not limited to 1. So once I've completed my title and my description, when am I going to have this go out? And if I want to add additional buttons, you don't have to. You can click submit. Since I scheduled it, I can always see it here under my scheduled notifications. And there's my weekly specials. Okay, and it'll sit there until June 1st. Okay. And so then if I want to get back, I can just refresh, and I've got that particular listing again available to me. So, all right. Is there any questions? Or hopefully I covered what you needed, Alec.
Does anybody have any questions for Rose while we have her attention? No. Okay. So Rose, if you want to stop sharing.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to share my page. So we're just going to briefly walk through this. I'm going to send this to everybody. These are some best practices by industry that I put together. So as you can see, it starts with like restaurants, coffee shops, bakeries, boutiques, daily specials and push notifications like she talked about, exclusive app deals, feature member, new menu items. There's a lot that can be done there. You'll notice at the end of each of the, I know it says visit Midlothian app, that'll change. It'll say discover Midlothian app. But you'll notice at the end of each one is this multimedia magic. just again, me emphasizing the use of video work in everything that you're doing and all that your marketing, all your marketing work. There are ways to utilize videos in the app, and I just think they're a more engaging medium of meeting your users. So just have some recommendations for videos under each one as well. So we'll skip through, we'll skip the restaurants, and we'll go on to realtors, insurance agents, mortgage lenders, and financial services. So educating users with quick tips and seasonal reminders is something that you'll see again as we go through, even when we get to construction and manufacturing. I think using that as your that's your meeting point, right? Whenever you meet with somebody, it's, hey, you know, if you're a roofing company, Jenny at Centennial, like, hey, you know, if you're ever interested in you know, our roofing tips, you get people to sign on to your notifications just saying, hey, we offer roofing tips that we send out monthly, things that might be useful to the community. And then once you get them signed on to, you know, for the notifications for your tips and your tricks, then you can also get them for the notifications where you're saying, hey, we have a special this week. You know, Jenny at Centennial, I think y'all are running a special right now. And so then you can send out that notification. And since you've got them, they're there because they want to hear the tips. Well, now you get them because they see your notification for the deal. And it's like, oh, well, maybe I do need to look into getting my roof done. And you've already built that rapport and that relationship through your push notifications that are talking about tips and tricks and things that educating individuals. So for realtors, you know, there's an opportunity for you to say, hey, if you sign on the app, you add us as favorites, we send out the market values or market updates. That's something that a ton of people would be like, okay, I would like to get those notifications to know what those are when they come through. And then you're able to start, hey, we've got these houses on the market, you know, check out this house that's on the market. And so finding ways to get them to, there's some of these things in here that might seem silly and small, but the idea is that they're easier for you to get people to add you as a favorite. And they're a reason, I guess, at times for people to add you as a favorite. And because once you get them as a favorite and they're able to start getting your push notifications, that's an added element to the community app that you're only going to get as being a chamber member. So as we look through there, we look through realtors, insurance agents, all that. Often sponsoring local events, so using that as an opportunity to highlight your how much you are visible in town, how much you are supporting the community, and then listing all of your agents with community-focused bios, with information that is going to help people connect with your insurance agents and to know who's in the office. That's always something valuable. So then we move on to construction, manufacturing, industrial, and trade services. Gerdau, Kathleen, I know you're here from Gerdau. This is a good opportunity for you to list job openings with details and benefits. So you can list the job openings in your description. You can have a button that links out to your page on y'all's website for job applications. Just another way, an easier way for you to direct people to apply. Celebrating your achievements, celebrating your community impact, what you guys do. You know, Gerdau, you're receiving a 50-year proclamation in a few weeks. And so you guys are going to be at City Hall getting your big, having your moment. Well, that's an opportunity for y'all to showcase that moment on your app, on your app page, on your profile page. And then again, with y'all's industry, this is a great opportunity for you to push out educational pieces because it's a very misinformed and I guess can sometimes be a polarizing industry out here. I think you understand what I'm talking about there. And so educating, being able to educate the community on, what y'all are doing and what y'all are doing in the community and all of that would be a great benefit to help people add you guys and get those and just additional things that you can get out of this. So then we move on, gyms, fitness studios, wellness and health providers, getting people to sign up for your as a push notification. If you have limited spots in your classes, let's say you're a Legree class, or is it Legree? I think it's what it is, Legree. And you have a spot open up at last minute. Well, you can send out a push notification and all of your users who have you favorited and they've been waiting to get into the class, well, now they know, oh, there's a spot open, I'm available, I'm going to claim it. Highlighting health tips, again, other reasons to draw people's attention to you in ways that they would like. I mean, I think a lot of people would sign up to get the health tips that you send out weekly. You know, your weekly, whether it's nutritional challenge or your weekly, you know, maybe your favorite recipe of the week if you're, you know, a gym or a wellness, just different ways that you could attract people in. For nonprofits, churches, and civic organizations, again, showcasing your work throughout the community and what you do in the community, showcasing your ongoing campaigns, your upcoming events. It says there under best practices event calendar maintenance. So what I mean there is more, you can create a button to link out to your events calendar, so you can have your calendar on there, as well as, you know, obviously if you're chamber members, you'll be in the chamber events calendar, but just having an additional place that if it's like, hey, what do you guys got going on? Oh, we'll just go look at our profile on the app. You don't have to send them to the chamber events page. You can just send them straight to yours and you'll have that information. And then also it gives you a chance, you know, to push for sponsorship, or if you're, you know, Manna House, you know, a location like that where they have the food drives, or the pantry drives. So if they want to push out notifications whenever they have those things, they're able to, you know, it's just another avenue, another medium for them to reach people to come out to their pantry drives. And then we have medical and dental offices, so healthcare, staff intros, health awareness campaigns through the push notification. Again, there's a large emphasis on this for me for education. I think that's a useful tool that gets often overlooked, is educating users on different topics. And that's for me as somebody that's going to help promote the app, that is something I think that if the businesses are utilizing, is just an added benefit for the community, which is going to give them another reason to use it. The more reasons that we give them to use the app, the more effective the app becomes. So again, you know, highlighting tech and facilities, you know, sharing frequently asked questions, again, with the idea of educating. And then again, you use it as an alert system. Instead of having to post on your social media or send out emails, now you can send out a push notification. We're going to be closed today because of the storm that came. You know, we're going to be closed today, you know, due to Memorial Day, but please, you know, schedule your next appointment. And then again, just a welcome message for multimedia magic, something that that really is going to grab your attention quickly and make you just make you want to find out more about that specific healthcare location. And then the last one is professional services that we have on there, showcasing some of your projects with pictures, with videos. In I think for you know, for example, for roofing, I think it's great for you guys to highlight pictures and to use the app to showcase what you've already done, showcase the work that you have, because the idea is that if someone needs a roof, they're going to be on the app, and when they go and look, if y'all's visuals look better, that's going to automatically attract their attention and you know, potentially make them want to call you and get to know you. I think the more that you can have on there for them to see, the more visible you are on the app, the more you're going to see traction coming your way through the app. And then you can offer exclusive, you know, app exclusive deals. You can do, you know, free consulting if you are favorited on the app. You know, there's different ways that you can utilize app exclusive deals for you guys. And then Rose, did you have anything else to add to that one? I know you had mentioned earlier when we were talking kind of professional services and.
Right. So for the professional services, you know, after a storm, that's a good chance to reach out. Or as springtime comes, hey, here's, you know, be the expert, you're the resource to them. And the more you're putting out there, they're going to think of you. So, yeah, just going along those lines right now, spring nurseries are their busy time, or, you know, and they can send out tips that, you know, even if it's once a week, hey, if you have this type of plant, don't forget this, or even something as general as don't forget to water your plants today. You know, it's funny and it's engaging though, but that nursery's on their mind. And so some of those more professional services or like construction or roofing, etc. Those are good ways to stay in the forefront.
Thanks. And then the last thing on the best practices list is going to be collaboration and community ideas. So there's a lot of opportunity here for cross collaboration across the app. I've spoken with a couple of people. The scavenger hunts are going to be run by our ambassador. So that's one area where collaboration will be involved. So the ambassadors will be able to, in their scavenger hunt for the community, they'll be able to highlight, another local, maybe it's Jamie, you're doing it and you want to highlight pen to paper, because that's your favorite dinner spot, or Wilson's, that's your favorite dinner spot, or, your favorite lunch is pen to paper, your favorite dinner is Wilson's. And so there's that aspect of it that will be cross collaboration through the scavenger hunts. But then also you can partner with, other industries, you can partner with other businesses for different kinds of, whether it's holiday pairings with cross promotional bundles, whether it's a nonprofit and a boutique, or theme weeks where maybe the theme of the week is, maybe it's Cinco de Mayo, and so different locations are going to do different things for Cinco de Mayo or for July 4th, and you guys could collaborate together and promote each other on your own profile pages, promote events that y'all are going to be at together. Just different ways. Again, there's some people that love pen to paper that don't know, about United Way and how they can support United Way. And so then you're getting help from those people. And there's people that support United Way that have never eaten it pen to paper. And so then you're connecting them that way. Gerdau, you have a lot of opportunity to do that with how much you support and how big of a community supporter you guys are. So there's lots of opportunity for collaboration. And again, I don't think I can emphasize enough that the effectiveness of the app is going to depend on how useful we make it for the community. The more reasons they have and uses that they find in it, and the more that they feel they can connect as a community with their businesses, the more they're going to use it, and that's going to then increase the value to the businesses in it. So the number one thing I can encourage you guys to do after this is just ask people to sign up, ask people to add you as a favorite. If it's not y'all, encourage them to add their favorite restaurants. Encourage them to add. The more that we get people using it, even if it's not from a chamber perspective, maybe they don't ever look at the chamber events page and they never go to a chamber event because of the app. But maybe they use it to go shop at Common Sage, or they use it to find a place to support like United Way, or they get a job at Gerdau. That means that they're using the app, and then eventually the idea is that eventually they will come around to finding the chamber app events calendar, and they'll start attending, and they'll start using the app more. And the more they use the app, the more they get into it, the more that they want their friends to use it. They're going to showcase it. So the best thing I can do is just suggest is please just start recommending people to download the app, to use it to find dinner. Y'all use it next weekend. I think it'll likely be live in a day or two, tomorrow. But I'll have at some point next week or the week after, there'll be a big unveiling. I'll do a video and stuff like that, something fun. But whenever we do, before then, I recommend you guys use it. Go out and use it for your own benefit and see if there's how you can showcase it to others.
And you all have, I'm sure most of you have Facebook pages or social media for your own businesses. What's worked well too is make a video, a Facebook Live, and show people how to find your business or to click that add favorite button, and just show them how easy it is. You also have those links and those QR codes. So in your social media or in any email blasts or things that you send out currently, make sure you add that in. Hey, have you favorited us? And just make it part of your tag.
And if any of you were wanting to make a video to put on your socials, I would happily assist you with that to just encourage it and to make it kind of easier for you. So if that is something that you're from a chamber perspective, I'd be happy to step in and help out with that if y'all needed it. So did anybody have any questions about the app or about what we've talked about today? No? Crickets? Okay. I'm gonna, we got a hand. Oh, go ahead, Kenna. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, so for Rose, like, do the analytics show up for the businesses that have the remote administration?
So currently you will have to provide
We'll
the
provide that.
analytics to the businesses. It is on our list for them to view their own. For everyone to be aware, when people are clicking add favorite though, due to privacy, we can't tell you who is clicking, but you will always know how many you have. And so you can have some fun having a competition there as well.
Yeah, like a most favorited. So, all right. Well, that's all that I had for today. Rose, did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
No, this is great. There's a lot of engagement, a lot of opportunities for, oh, there's a question that I'll grab if it's all right. Aside from favorites, is there a way? So part of the analytics that Alec and his team will have is that they'll be able to tell you like how many people viewed your business, how many people clicked on website, clicked on call. So they'll have those numbers for you as well.
Does that answer your question, Kathleen?
Okay, great. Good. Nope,
Okay.
that's everything from me.
All right. Well, guys, I thank you all for joining. This is going to be, I'm going to post this on YouTube and I'll share it in a newsletter with the best practices. And then, like I said, in a day or two, we'll be up and running. I'm waiting for our logo person to send me that individual file of the logo, and then we'll get things pushed through. So we're excited, and just thank you all again for coming, and we'll chat with you all soon.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.